Hey guys, so far the last 2 days we have read 2 really fun books about ducks. We've read Come Along Daisy and Little Quack's Bedtime. So today I thought it would be fun to do a fun little directed drawing about a duck. Springtime, ducks come around. So this is what the end product is going to look like. They're not all going to look the same, but we're all going to follow the same directions. Okay. The first thing you need is a piece of paper and a pencil. I'm going to use a black marker so you can see it. You can't really see a pencil with all this light I have going on. But it's better if you use a pencil so you can erase. All right, you're going to have your piece of paper up and down like a hot dog on your table in front of you. Okay, the first thing we're going to draw is a circle for her head. Now, if you want to kind of pretend like this is the middle of the paper, the circle's going to be up here. Now watch how big I do it. I don't do a tiny circle, and I leave a little bit of space at the top. It's okay if it's not the perfect circle. Okay, and there's his head. Now the next one is his body. It's kind of a fat U, and don't go all the way to the bottom because we need to have room for his little feet. Okay, so we're going to start and just kind of go out. Oops. And I'm going to go down and meet it. Kind of his body. Looks good. So we've got his head and his body. Next, he needs some wings. So we're just going to draw it side, say loop, like feathers. Loop, loop. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Try to make them kind of the same size. 1, 2, 3. Now, if you look at Come Along Daisy, you see he's got a little bit of hair at the top, and at Little Quack has a little bit of hair at the top. So we want our duck to have a little sprig of feathers. 1, 2, 3 at the top of his head. Isn't he getting to be cute? Okay, so we've got his head, we've got his body, we've got his wings, and we've got his hair. Now let's do his feet. We just do 2 sticks. And then the duck has kind of like that webbed foot thing going. Yeah, you can kind of see them on the cover here. So there's 2 ways you can do it. Here's how I do it. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Or let me grab a dry erase marker. You could do your little leg, your little feet, like that if you wanted to. It's up to you. Okay, last thing, his face. Now, all we need to do for his face is an upside down triangle in the middle of his head for his beak. And some eyes. You can do dot eyes, fancy eyes, girly eyes, whatever you choose to do. I'm doing kind of fancy eyes. And there's our duck. Now, once you have drawn your duck, you can color your duck. If you look, I colored my duck yellow. Some ducks, I'm sure if you and your mom or dad or some other grown-up at your house want to go on Google and Google search ducks, ducks are not all yellow. A lot of the ones that we see in stories and around Easter time are yellow, but some ducks are brown. My dad lives at a lake and he has beautiful ducks outside his house every day. My favorite are the ones with the green heads. You could copy that duck. They're black, and there's just all sorts of ducks you can do. I chose to make mine look like Daisy and Little Quack. Now, I added 3 details. I added some grass, and I added these things right here. In both of our stories, it used the word reeds. Whenever you go to a pond, you see reeds, which is kind of tall, pokey grass outside of a pond. Let me see if I can find the page in Come Along Daisy where it talked about reeds, and we can look at them. It's underwater. Oh, here it is. She's stretched high above the reeds. So the reeds are kind of those clumps of tall grass. And I added some of these things right here. They're called cattails. You find those around ponds. So that's what I added to my story. Here's my reeds and my cattails. Now in Come Along Daisy, it is daytime. And so I made my setting of my picture daytime. In Little Quack's bedtime, it's nighttime, so you could put a moon, and some other things that Little Quack saw were stars, some shadows. Now, if we think back to Come Along Daisy, we saw dragonflies, we saw a frog, we saw lots of different things in the pond environment. So you could add those details to your story also. I can't wait to see your finished duck and your 3 details when you're finished.